with the fairy rainbow unicorn that Justin made. So she gonna be comfy in this pandemic.
She will be.
What a lucky girlfriend.
Is this the Christmas wear?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, pandemic wear is pretty great.
It's really great, yeah.
When they were like Liam was saying on stream, like, yeah, we're basically just producers of pandemic wear at this point. Like,
yeah.
and I was like, I'm down for it. I'm here for it, man.
Okay.
I'm here for it. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Alrighty. Let's wait till everybody gets here. I got like an announcement. A small one. I don't like to call it announcements. It's like a
Roddy, we know you're a weeb, man. You don't gotta announce that.
Hi, Joe.
Kirby is my spirit animal and I will eat everyone.
That I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that one.
I relate. I relate.
I feel like I'm gonna opt out of that part. Just so we're all clear. Alright. Roy, I love your writing and that text RP made me very happy. You're lovely. Also, I just wanna say you look like you're going to a coffee shop and you're gonna speak some spoken word. And I mean that in the nicest way possible because I really like
like
spoken word.
a live reading.
Yeah, exactly. You know what you look like? You look like one of those people that like does like snap poetry.
Oh. You might mean that in the nicest way, but I don't know if that's how I'm gonna take it.
I meant the first one in a nice way. The second one was a joke.
Rora, did you
Okay,
did you put on your warm up track?
Yeah, I had to get my music going.
Hell yeah! All right.
Yeah.
Waiting on Amir, and then we can start. She is awake, I know for a fact, because she was the first to text today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that smooth, like snapping jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to keep it going.
Yeah, where it's like jazz, but it's like low enough so you can just go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Music is on,
Yeah.
by the way. Hey, you! What is wrong with you this morning? Did you get enough sleep? Alright.
I'm kidding, Aurora.
No need for that business.
No, don't do that.
No.
Come back. I was kidding.
Lara, do you go to uni now, or are you still in school?
I'm applying next year.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to go to the
taking a
UK.
gap year.
You're going
Pretty
to...
I want to go to UK.
Oh, cool.
Oh!
Yeah. So I have to wait for another year before the COVID set, lowers.
Where do you want to go, Laura?
I'm pretty interested in Manchester or
Okay, you're right.
That's that's my university.
Oh!
Really?
Yeah, I went to Manchester a while ago.
Well,
Of course,
Joe, you're not
of
that old.
course.
Joe, you're not that old.
It was a while ago. Things have happened since then.
Things
Our
happen.
little Joe's grown up. Words are difficult.
Alright, we'll start in like 4 minutes. Got everything set up and ready to go. I think the other one is Amir, but two other people, including Amir, still haven't responded to the artist poll.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, it was you. Okay. Good.
God
Yeah,
damn it,
give
Golf.
your responses. I'll contact them, and I actually have a bit of a homework assignment for you guys over the holidays. That's the most teacher thing I've ever said in this game.
I hate you.
But if you could do like a recording of like your character background, your personality, and something along those lines, and send me a track of
I hate
possibly
recording
royalty
myself.
free music. Because I don't know how the copyright situation is in Twitch. But
It's normally good, but in recent times they've been dicks about it.
right. So we'll see. I'll see what track I can
Yeah,
fit
you know
in.
what? I'll hop in GarageBand for you, man.
Oh, are you for real?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
I'm shit at making music, but I'll try it.
Hell yeah, dude. Totally. If you're down, I'm down. But
Yeah, yeah, you know what, I'm down. Sure.
Yeah,
I was kidding, but I'll do it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get the beginning stages of that intro video set up, which should only extend up to session 0, because we lost a little bit of the session 0 material due to my shitty computer at the time. Greenhaven Gang is lost, I think, unless we are able to uncover it somehow. Yeah, I'll be contacting the artists over the course of the holidays and updating you on the price. Hopefully it won't be too overly ridiculously expensive. And then we'll get to work on those intro videos, yeah? That we can play at the start of every stream. It'll be real cool.
Dope.
Yeah. All right. Guess we'll get ourselves started while waiting for Amir to show up then.
She coming.
Yeah, she'll come. I know she's awake. All right. Let me just get some mood music going.
I want to listen to my spoken word before, so I can get in the mood.
Oh. I should have done this beforehand. Sorry. Okay. Here we go.
Rati, if
What's
I
up?
level up,
Mm-hmm.
does my health also like?
Yes, you increase your
max or
health.
not?
You increase your max health by a hit dice.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you roll a hit
Thank
dice,
you.
add your hit dice. Will take it already auto adds your con modifier, but you add that to your max HP, and you add whatever
Oh,
feature you get for that level up in the class. Your also don't forget to update your sneak attack. It goes up by a d6 as well.
Oh, all right.
Cool.
Yeah, you get uncanny dodge, I think.
Yes.
Uncanny dodge. Thank you so much.
All right. I already told this to Joe, but I gave out a short rest at the end of last session because it only made sense judging from the really good roleplay sequence that was made in text chat, and so it made sense for me to at least at the time decide that the party would make camp for the night in the cisterns and rest up before they head in to talk with Dayron again.
Yeah, I feel like Nepenthe and Xavier are
Yeah, you're
deeper in
fastest.
the tunnels, and everyone else is probably taking a short rest near the wherever the fight was.
I didn't lose anything, so they probably would just walk around.
A bit of recap. Last time, our interpret heroes make their way deep into the cisterns, the large interconnected web of waterways and tunnels and caves underneath the capital city of Ryefield, in search of answers commissioned to him by the College of Ashes as an initiation quest for Xavier Luminaris. as part of his initiation scheme into the College of Ashes, you are to find the reason behind the conflict between three major factors within the Cisterns. The first being the Checkers, a member of elite professional crime organizations that operate beneath the shadows of the capital. The second being the Order of the Lorei'an Blades, whom you have already had the displeasure of meeting. Beast hunters of old, which have deviated in the current day into savage torturers, suicide bombers, and as you've experienced firsthand last session, pyromaniacs with augmentations in their bodies capable of bringing down even the toughest beasts or anybody, in fact, that stand in their way. You engaged in a massive battle upon coming into contact with a Daron Kruller, the leader of a faction known as the Black Rose, a tavern of it's more like a worker union sort of organization that takes care of the business of immigrants. And hello, Amir, just doing a bit of recap. That takes care of the business of immigrants and people from other nations that have moved within Ryfield, particularly the more
workers' union,
non-human folk, which usually take to underground jobs of sewer management, mining, tunnel making, construction, all of that. The Black Rose oversees that and ensures that these people lead safe lives and work. And have been getting into violent clashes with the Order of the Lorei'an Blades, which was revealed last session that Daron Kruller thinks of the Black Rose as his own family and was just merely trying to protect them. Not much of a conversation was had before a door was bust in by an injured hobgoblin who informed the party that their intelligence stash was found. And so a rush was made. Xavier and Nepenthe left behind to discuss some personal matters, which resulted in them showing up a few rounds late, which proved to be more than enough time for the Order to burn the evidence to the ground. Most likely. And upon finishing this portion of combat, you made your way back with one prisoner, member of the Lorei'an Blades, along with whatever handful of burnt paper or remnant of documents could be rummaged from the sources from the flames, along with one sealed scroll, which seems to be particularly undamaged. And so we pick up this session in the quiet of night. Amidst a crackling campfire, Xavier and Nepenthe, you are a little more than isolated away from the party. As picking up from our text RP, Xavier had just rested his head on Nepenthe's shoulder and had fallen sound asleep. Nepenthe? With Xavier's head on your shoulders, you let your guard down for a second. And in that brief second, as if you had not slept well for several nights, you fall into a deep slumber.
Yes.
Going into a state where your body goes numb and your mind takes over, your consciousness awakens in a different place. Wholly different. Not the caverns that you were resting in, but standing in a precipice of black and white, where shadows and light circulate around you in deep contrast. And you stand within this precipice of black and white, this divide, inky blackness behind you, and pure white in front. Noises echo around you in endless void. First comes a series of whispers from behind, followed by a chilling sensation up your spine. as the feeling of 100 hands pinches and pulls your clothes and your braids from behind, followed by, wherever you may go, shadows follow. You are a magnet. Your fate is inescapable. The seer has seen. The queen has seen. You cannot escape. Not now. Not ever. And then the cacophony of whispers continue. Look back. Look back. Behind you. Look over here. What do you do?
She keeps looking straight ahead. She doesn't turn back.
You feel the slightest urge to turn around but hold steady as you stare off into the whiteness in front of you. And the whiteness itself seems to almost shield your body, preventing the shadows from reaching your front half. So literally standing, like facing the white, the lower, your back half is getting grabbed and pulled by shadowy hands, but you remain steady looking right in front. And then you realize that the whiteness in front is not light, but snow. A snowscape as far as the eye could see, so blindly shining it looked like radiant light. And this snow ironically provides a warmth that cuts the coldness of the shadows behind you. Do you do anything?
I think she just stays there. Half and half.
You look forward into the snow. Suddenly you hear a familiar voice from behind you. My dear Nep. Your grandfather's voice.
Oh, that's not you.
Dear Nep, turn around, please.
No.
You hold fast. You blink, and a figure of icy white robe stands before you once more. Her eyes glow with blue magical light, and this time she adorns thick furs and a wooden owl bear mask. Do not let the shadows dissuade you, child. Her voice less raspy, less of a sequence of whispers than before, this time more present, more there. We made a deal, did we not? I'm sure you have questions, but do not waver. Your journey is far from over. But the fact that shadows still linger means that you still doubt yourself. Doubt that you are any different from these vile things. She shows a look of disgust to the things behind you.
I spent my entire life being no different than them. It's kind of gonna be hard to move away from that.
Then would it not be best to give in then? Place yourself at that same level. Call yourself a beast and a fiend. See what comes of it then. See what they wanted. What she wanted.
She would have me dead.
And you do not wish for death.
They're like living.
You see, she puts her hand on her face, takes off the owl bear mask. The pale white skin visage of a blue-eyed woman stand before you, white silver hair in braids. Amazingly beautiful. Gods, you bear more and more semblance to her every day. This is why I did not want to help in the first place. She walks towards you, reaches a hand out with a small look of discomfort.
So why did you?
Child, I have my own duties, my own mantle and position that I have taken upon myself since she disappeared. I intend to uphold this position. Because frankly, I think I'm doing a better job than she did. However, you are the only thing that stands between her coming back and her being gone forever. I cannot ward her off, child, if you come to accept your true nature. Are you to give in now, after 300 years of living a life of denial?
No.
Good. So continue to deny. Deny her with all your might. Be something else. I see that within you. Deny them with everything you have. Hand still extends out, reaching towards you.
She takes a deep breath and steps forward.
As you depart from the shadow behind you into the snow, you feel an immense shock of magic rush into your body, feeding the wild magic already within, fueling it even more, growing it. You feel your heart beat stronger in your chest with every step, almost bursting out of your ribcage, and a warmth expands through your inner organs. She continues, drifting a few feet ahead of you, arms still extended. The chaos stirs and churns unending. Embrace it. It will help deter her, since she loves her order so much. A finger points towards your pouch. The feather. Do you still have it?
Yes. Forgot what that was.
Yes, alright. Keep it. And keep it in such a state until the last month of this year dawns. Until winter arrives. Until then, the smallest lack of conviction will thaw it. And if it fully thaws, I can ward her off no longer. But who knows? Perhaps, even if fate has a chance to be altered, a small fragment of hope may yet remain if that feather stays frozen until winter. Maybe. And maybe then, perhaps, you will truly be free.
I'll try.
Nods. Until then, do your best to not step back into the shadows. Best of luck in your endeavors, dear Shadowfell. You wake up. You actually stir awake at the same time as Xavier, and not realizing how much time has passed, you gather yourselves and in preparing to head out. However, the first thing you notice, Xavier, is that upon waking up...
I feel like they both kind of wake up at the same moment, awkwardly, and then Xavier kind of like lifts his head off her shoulder and then realizes what happened and goes, hi.
If you ever tell anyone about that, I'll kill you.
That was the only response I was expecting.
Good.
Yeah, I think we're like getting to a level where like we understand.
Xavier, the one other thing you notice is that upon waking up, and perhaps this is an illusion of the senses, but
the pen's hair is white.
No, the pen's shoulder and her skin, for the first time since you've met, was warm.
So I go to sleep and her shoulder's cold, and I wake up and it's warm?
Yes.
I will not say anything, but I will smile.
Good.
The power of love and friendship!
Alright.
The
rest of the part... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, should we just head back to the group, or?
I don't think there's anything else to do.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was making sure I wasn't forgetting something. I still have a big headache. I don't really. What direction did we come from? Is that back, or is that back, or is that forward?
I'm pretty sure you have a concussion, so just let me know if you're gonna throw up and follow me.
Is that a bad thing? Should I not have slept? Am I?
No, sleeping's fine.
Okay. I feel like that's the thing you're not supposed to do with a concussion. But sure, let's go. Turn around and walk.
Okay. There's a thing I want to do.
Of course.
Okay. So immediately after the fight, ashes are crunching underneath my bare feet as I carry this big armful of papers back to the Black Rose Tavern, and wordlessly put them down on the middle of an empty table. Take a look around the tavern at the shocked faces, and then I walk out and I'll go and look for Ronax.
Okay. If I could very, very briefly interrupt this moment, what that dream has granted you, Nepenthe, is that, remember in your character pitch sheet that you gave to me, originally the wild magic table was a D8 roll, and you suggested 4 other wild magic events that could happen when you rage to me. What that dream has done is it has now expanded that table to a D12, and you get access to the 4 features that you suggested to me.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty, you find Ronax?
Great.
Yeah. So Ronax, do you know where Nepenthe and Xavier have gone with that the one of them that they knocked out?
No, I do not.
Do you think that there's something that you can do to stop him exploding like a seed pod, like the other one did?
I'm unsure if that is something that will happen again.
Yeah, I don't know either. I want to talk to this one.
Well, I'm sure that whenever they bring him, that.
Yeah.
And you can see while she's talking, she looks visibly exhausted, and it looks like she's very, very sluggish. She's still carrying the pet and the large crate and everything else, and she's just kind of standing there talking to you, like almost like her eyes are like blinking a lot.
Yeah, you seem like you need a bit of rest, although that stands to reason.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. But whenever they show up,
yeah,
I'll have a talk.
I'm going to wait for them here. I'll find a reasonably large clearing outside of the inn and sit down cross-legged with the quarterstaff across my lap, and wait for Xavier and Nepenthe.
Amabilis and Akil, what are you doing? And we'll get to Udrik in just a second.
I'm gonna take out my bandages from my bag and try to fix some wound on me.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Alright. So you're patching yourself up.
What happened there, Akil? I'm not... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I got burned a bit, but that's okay. You don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna
No. Here, let me help you. And then Amabilis just took the bandage off from his hand, and then stick it to wherever the wound is.
Mm-hmm.
Can she roll for medicine check?
Yeah, roll medicine. Just for fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
You do a pretty good job
Hey.
of patching him up. Actually, there's a wound on his left wing where he was scorched by flames. You apply some bit of a burn ointment, some herbs, and patch him up.
there you go. It'll get better. I hope.
You're pretty good at this, you know.
I guess.
But well, where did you learn to do this exactly?
It's just, basic skills, I suppose. Nothing
Well,
extraordinary.
not well, not everyone was excelled at fighting and medicine at the same time. So I think it's quite awesome that you can do.
Aw, thank you.
Keep trying to do your best to keep your very frou-frou dress, your Puss in Boots dress, like in good shape. You weren't near the inferno when it happened, but you had to run through some fire. But it's a little bit patchy, and you think it might be close to time to wash them again soon. But yeah, the party is in all sorts of bad shape. And although magical healing has done its part to cure some of the wounds, many of you have sustained large scars from that battle. Xavier, you sustain a large burn wound that is very visible on the right side of your chest. Yeah. You're still muted, by the way. But that's there now. And you reckon it won't go away anytime soon. Ron.
Can it be up my neck?
Yeah. Totally. Just so like in this immediate area down to your chest. Ronax, you also sustain a very, very large scar across your back, and we talked about this. Your back being literally cut open last fight has done things.
She's not gonna accept magical healing.
Oh, okay. So Ronax actually bandages her back and waits for it to heal back on her own. Udrik. You were trying to sort of catch up to all the things that were going on last fight. And so you've done your part. You sat down for the night, and this was last night. You weren't able to get much sleep, if at all. The nightmares have returned. And every time you go to try to go back to sleep, you hear the slithering and the whispers more and more every time.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. Let's move us along here, shall we? Would you like to know what you were able to acquire from the burnt rubble?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, should we do that, or should we do the scene where we talk to the the one that we captured first?
Which one would you like to do first? I can do either.
I feel well. How long would Nepenthe and Xavier be?
I feel like that's entirely up to you. You were a fair bit away from the party, but it could take anywhere from 10
and also
to...
just so I can logistically understand. Since the rest of the party was able to get back to the Black Rose so quickly before us, I assume that we went down just like a random corridor in the cisterns.
Yeah. That's
Cool.
what I assumed.
So we would probably walk by the ashes and everything on the way back.
Yes.
Cool.
Judging from the direction that she was carrying you last battle, I would say so. Yes.
Yep.
I don't think much happens unless Aurora, you have anything. But when they get back to the point where everything is burnt up and everything, I assume you. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say that's where I want to be sitting, actually.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's kind of what was in my head. I think we turn the corner, and Xavier just kind of stares at all the ashes and finds Ness just sitting in them. Oh, hi Ness. And he's probably just leaning on his staff a lot on Don, just digging it into the stonework.
Ness has this very long 1,000-yard stare. Which is...
Oh. Sorry, did I interrupt?
Well, no. I'm sorry, this reminded me of something. All of this. And I gesture around to the burnt...
I just look so sad. I look so sad at that statement. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't stop that. I have ideas for the future, but
I mean, everyone did the best that they could. Is Nepenthe carrying the unconscious? Yeah. I think we should talk to him. I have some questions.
I have some plans as well.
Yeah. We should find a space where the other people from the Black Rose can watch us talk to him.
They've got a pretty nice clearing in that tavern.
Yeah.
You know I don't like being the voice of reason, but are they not going to just try to kill him? If we bring him in, I mean, he killed one of theirs.
Yeah, we'll see, won't we?
We could do this before we talk to all of them. On our own.
Maybe it depends what he says.
I don't think we let them kill him.
No.
Yeah, no, we can... Yeah, you're right. We should take him back to the tavern.
Okay. Xavier's just gonna do a once over, walk through the ashes, kind of kneel numb. Look for anything that might have survived. But also just kind of kneel in the ashes for a couple minutes before they leave. And just sit there.
I won't make you roll for this. In all honesty, all that's able to be scavenged from this rubble has been taken. It's just a pile of ash, dust, and...
assume the man's... So there are two things.
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 things I'm looking for. The body of whoever blew up, I assume, is like...
Oh, gone, yeah.
Messed up, gone.
Yeah.
But like there was also metal bits, and metal doesn't necessarily burn.
No, it does not. And to that note,
like most of his torso was metal.
Yeah, but the explosion was at such a degree where you recognize that the metal in his body was also designed to become shrapnel if the thing had occurred.
Okay.
And so it's in jagged pieces and bits.
The other 2 things, there was a Kenku and an ogre or something.
Yeah, a half ogre and a Kenku.
I want to try to find those bodies. The Kenku, if it's small enough, pick up the body and bring it with us.
Of course.
And then the half ogre, look for some form of memorabilia, something that he would have, like maybe his weapon, whatever that was.
Right. He was carrying a large, heavy maul.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at that and be like,
I got it.
Okay, thank you.
Slings it over the other shoulder.
I'll carry
it's a hefty thing.
Kenku form, and then we can head back.
Yeah, and when we get back to the tavern, I'm going to find a space, and then I would say, yeah, I'll just put him down there.
All right. So a couple of things before you.
I think we bring him.
Yeah.
I think we bring him right up, like to the center of the room, right in front of everyone. where we were standing in the middle earlier.
Okay. You firstly before reaching the tavern, I'll just say for the purposes of this, you join up with the rest of the party in front of the tavern. Ronax looks, in honesty, quite distraught and hurt, and her wounds are still bleeding in the back a little bit. Amabilis and I keep wanting to say Joel, Akil are doing their best to keep along, and Udrik is standing there.
I have a head on me, just an FYI, and Statcaster's head.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead.
do I notice them?
Yeah, you've all rejoined at this point.
Oh, good. You're back. She's going to, let's say she's in a sitting position right now. She stands up, walks over, hands Xavier's mythic to him. She like has him in her hands and just kind of shoves him into Xavier's hands, and she walks away. She walks away. Like not towards the tavern, but like away.
That's just scratch him and be like, "How'd you do, buddy?" I assume he just licks me and it kind of burns.
The Iron Defender, correct?
No.
Oh, the mimic. I'm so sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah. Yeah, he bites your pinky.
Ow. You're too cute, but it hurts. Don't. I look after Ronax like, but like, there's also no time. I'm not very good with people, but I don't think she's happy with me.
I'm not good with people either, and I already could tell that.
Well, I mean, I feel like we're both bad with people, therefore together we can be like understanding that she's mad at me. I feel like that's what we've reached. I need to talk to her, but we have important things to do.
If you need to go talk to her, there's 5 other people who can take care of this guy.
Not in the way that I can.
Alright.
The Iron Defender saunters along behind you, making a very loud. You can see that it constantly looks back at the party, confused, while also still following you, trampling off, and like looks back and follows and looks back again.
Can I do something?
Yeah.
She just gave me Impetus back, but she's also running off, probably hurt.
At this point you can very clearly see where the cloth has torn and there's a huge gash on her back that she's bandaged up, and the blood has leaked through the bandages a little bit. And you fully know that she has the capability to magically heal, yet she does not.
Cool. I'm going to for a second Xavier turns to focus on what's going on, but then he looks down to Impetus and he picks him up, whispers into his ear, and he turns into like a collar, and then Xavier tosses him like underhand behind his back, and the collar wraps around Vorex's tail.
Okay, so and in like a gelatinous like gooey substance, it wraps around the tail. Ronax, roll a perception check. Actually, I'm inclined to make this with disadvantage because you're not facing towards it.
You did a perception check?
Yeah, with disadvantage.
My game not work?
Oh, no, it showed up. Okay, cool.
There we go.
Yeah, you don't notice a thing.
Cool. And then I'm just gonna turn to the rest of everyone and say, Ness, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, just put him there. And
I'll drag him with Don out.
Yeah.
With the pen.
I'm going to put down my first off. I'm going to put down my staff.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a channel divinity.
Alrighty.
you do Nature's Wrath. So the quarterstaff merges with the what is the tavern floor wood or is dirt?
It's wood. It's wood.
Okay, it merges with the wood of the tavern floor, and the tavern floor seems to become alive.
All right.
And vines and thorns wrap around his unconscious body, and I think he auto fails this because he's unconscious.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Okay. So that is that. Right, and then I'm going to touch him on the ankle and wake him up with 1 hit point, and then I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. He needs to roll a Wisdom saving throw, I believe. Right. Just double checking, just for my own sake. 15-foot radius and charisma saving throw. He has a +1. That's a 6. He fails.
Nope.
He shakes awake, like he's not gagged or anything, correct?
No. And here's what it looks like. So the flickering firelight from this tavern. Ness takes a little step back, holds the staff where it is, and it feels like the shadow of the staff from all of the sources of light in the room. It casts shadows that look like trees on the edge of this circle of darkness, and it feels in this circle like you're standing in an enormous forest that's taller than you can see. And in the darkness between the trees, there are points of light. There are things watching, eyes in the darkness, and the sound of owls hooting. Woohoo! And I will say to him as he groggily comes awake, My mother used to call this the court of the ancients.
Oh, where am I?
Yeah, you're alive, and you're going to tell us the truth, because trust me, you do not want to lie to them.
And the servant looks around. No, I don't.
That's the coolest use of Zone of Truth I've ever seen in my life. While Ness is preparing that spell, Xavier will walk up to. Because I forget where is Crawler located?
Okay, so this is a good opportunity to explain what's going on in the tavern area as well.
Yes.
The Black Rose contains with it an air of silence this morning, a more somber melancholy, and you recognize that the people who came with you to fight the werebears and the one werebear had probably gone back and informed them of what happened, and they are giving you your space because most likely they realize that with even though with the loss of one Kenku information gatherer and a half ogre, their loss weighs heavily on their side, but without you there, the scale of destruction and lives lost would have been much greater. And so he acknowledges what you are doing and leaves you in your space. Cruller is in a red velvet chair towards the right corner of the north end of the tavern.
Cool. I think where we're doing this, Joe, unless I'm wrong, is like right in front of him.
Okay.
Like in a small clearing. Like I don't know. In my head, I'm imagining like it's his chair and then like a clearing in front of him and then the rest of the tables.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we shove him to his knees in the clearing.
All right. And this is happening in front of Dayron, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So he leans back in his chair a bit. You see his muscles tense up as he cracks his fingers and has a look of rage upon his face, but is holding back for the sake of what you're doing.
Yeah. So while Ness is preparing the spell and summoning the Court of the Agents, which is so cool, I'm just gonna walk up and kneel down and place the Kenku body in front of him with the warhammer and say, I'm sorry for your losses.
Looks
As
at
well as the
you.
loss of all your information, but I think we have something that might be a little better than the
Even
information.
looking a little bit upset, he like staring straight at this individual while also listening to you on his right. You did what you could. Not more could be done. You also notice with your passive perception that one of the armrests on his chairs where his hands would be is completely crushed inwards. Says, good job. Thank you for retrieving Pod. He was a good friend. Did you find Straw by any chance? The half-ogre.
Yeah, he's I thought you could send some men to retrieve his remains, but
Yeah. With just an eye signal,
a
he
little
looks
too big for
over
us.
at the at some people sitting at the table, a few hobgoblins and a few goblins, and he does a little flick with his eyes, and they immediately get up and leave. There's an air of pressure about Daron this morning. Anyways.
And then I will just not say anything. As he does that, I'll turn around, pull out Dawn. And essentially what Xavier does is he has this large arcing sweeping motion that looks like he's straight up cutting off the dude's head.
Okay.
And then Dawn stops half an inch from his temple.
Okay. He goes,
the blade just like barely poking him on the side.
you see a
I'm
streak
going
of
to
blood flows down a little bit from the face.
Send out like a like wave of force that wraps around the blade itself, and then it extends the blade by a good 2-3 inches. That like digs into his temple.
What are you doing?
Oh, do I have to make a save against Zone of Truth as well?
I mean, are you trying to resist?
Yes.
I mean, I am. So.
All right. Anybody else in Zone of Truth at this moment? It's a 15-foot radius of grown grass and trees.
Charisma saving throw?
Yeah. Charisma. Anybody else who is in Zone of Truth at this moment, make a charisma saving throw. You are unable to lie in this space. Amabilis, Akil, are you within Zone of Truth? Or are you just watching
I
from
will
behind?
say
Yeah. I, by the way, am not resisting the effects of the spell.
Okay.
And I don't mention Xavier does that either.
Realizing what is going on, he looks around, unable to move, shuts his mouth the best he can, just keeps it.
I
need
go
a-
up to 8 feet behind him.
Okay.
Behind Ness,
Okay.
and then I want to cast fear on the
Not
guy.
detect magic. Sorry.
Yeah, you take something.
Nope, wrong one.
Detect magic.
That one.
There is.
Detect thoughts.
Oh, detect thoughts. All right.
I need an intelligence saving throw.
Read the thoughts. Interesting. Yes, Amir.
Buddy.
Yes, Amir.
Did you hear what Sam said?
Yes, he was going to cast fear. Could you
Okay.
could you
No.
put that spell up as well?
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna go to up to 8 feet and
Okay.
then be behind Ness to
Okay.
like give him a shadow.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Interesting
With my
addition.
wings out.
Okay. Cool. So, with that, intelligence saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 19.
Well, shit.
You try to pierce into this man's thought, but being in such a tense situation, he has steeled
takes
his
away from
mind.
it.
Yeah.
But I have enough spell slots. I will cast it again.
I'll roll
it
again.
takes away from the cool effect.
I'll roll again.
But
That's a little worse. That's 14. That fails, I believe.
fails.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna make a wisdom save for cast fear. For cast fear as well. That's a 9. He is. You see his eyes go wide, doesn't blink, and a bit of tear actually streaks down his right eye. What are you planning to do
no,
with
no.
Look at
me?
that fucking beast.
Now that I'm listening to his thoughts, I will just take a step back, turn an ass, and like present him to him basically, and be like, "He's all yours. I'll just keep an ear open."
This is the most
I'll
intense
against
interrogation room ever. Holy shit. Alright.
Yeah.
You see now that this is going on, Dayron leans back into his chair a little bit and cracks his neck.
Yeah. What's your name? Do you people have names, or should I just call you friend like I call my brothers and sisters?
I have no reason to tell you.
Alright then, friend.
I'll just say his name because I assume it comes to his thoughts.
Accra is his name.
Accra. Yes.
Right.
How do you...
Well, friend will do for now.
I'm not your friend.
We're going to have a little conversation about monsters. Are you a hero, friend?
What I am doesn't matter to you.
Yeah. So, what I want to know is, tell me the thing about the heads of the Hydra.
What do you want to know? You cut one off, another grows back in its place.
Yeah.
The order
So
never dies.
Here's the thing about that. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be your head that grows back, right?
For my cause. You think death scares me.
Yeah.
I pity you.
What I want to know is, what's in it for you? Like, what happens to you when your head's gone?
I'll raise the other head, the severed head behind him.
I've never seen such a pitiful excuse of an intimidation tactic in my life. What happens after my head is
all
gone?
These answers?
What?
What are his thoughts for all these answers?
He is pretending to be tough in a situation where he obviously has no escape from.
But so essentially, if someone asks you a question, you think of the answer, you just don't tell it.
Okay, are you a hero? The thoughts on that are neutral, as in he does not think much on that statement. What else was there?
It would be his truths.
The heads of the Hydra. He's completely truthful about that. You cut one off, another one sprouts back in its place.
Yeah.
He does not want to die, but he is saying such things because almost as if in a way he was trained to be so.
Yeah. So you and your people, you keep people safe from monsters, right?
That's what we do.
That's what you do?
That's what we do.
Why?
You're seriously asking me this question in the situation you've put me in. Because you're fiends. You're evil. Look around you. Sorry sack of shits you are.
Yeah. Oh, let's have a look, shall we? Oh, yeah. Oh, there's tears on those faces. Well, that must be a trick, right? Because monsters don't cry.
Monsters can pretend to cry. I've seen a lot cry when we kill them.
I look over. Are you sure? I look over at Xavier for his reaction.
What are you? A bunch of crybabies, wiping each other's tears.
I noticed that wasn't a yes.
Scoffs and looks in the other direction.
How do you know that these people are the monsters and you are the heroes?
One look and anybody would know.
No. Oh, it's about the look, is it? And I concentrate for a minute. And then I look like a a handsome man with long blonde hair, human. I'm using disguise self.
I can
Yeah,
still
so
smell.
you can tell by looking, right? That's right.
I can still smell your wet fur, beast.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed this, but you don't actually smell so good yourself right now. But that's not the point.
What is it? What is the point of asking me these questions? Are you trying to implant a moral standard in my mind? If so, that chance has long already passed. Look at what you are. I am superior. We are more than you ever will be.
Who told you that?
In his mind, he fully, completely trusts the words of Ivir, their leader. And you hear almost this recitation of speeches in his mind of like Ivir's exact phrases on stage, of stuff like burn them, crush their bones, grind them to paste, and all of these sorts of like horrible, horrible things to do.
Well, I want to know, is there any doubt? Because Ness was pushing that concept of
None.
of whether or not they're monsters. Okay, so no
None.
doubt.
Yeah. He should actually be like, the cause fear makes him like overrides everything and basically makes him like think about his mortality. Like you'll basically become a bitch.
All right.
Like externally.
Okay.
It's just he's frightened, right? It just does the frightened
No,
condition.
no. It says you awaken the sense of mortality in one creature. So he should
So he's
be
afraid of
pretty
death.
much terrified.
Okay.
Like, yeah. And I'll keep glaring at him.
Yeah.
Every time Ness tries to say anything, I'll just like try to scare the shit out of him.
Yeah. So you didn't answer my question from before. Right. Once someone takes your head, what happens to you?
Then I die. And I move on.
To where?
Nowhere. There is nothing in
Actually,
death.
You would move to
Yeah.
hell.
So
Hell is in a pretty place.
You would know. Looks like you're
So
from
you-
I
there.
would know. I am
you're
from there.
doing. Yeah. Give it an interesting look.
I'll meet you in the pits of hell. You'll be a slug.
Ness, I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on.
There's one thing I would like
I
to
am
do.
in the zone of truth, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There's one thing I would like to do. At the mention of hell, I think to Xavier, he's not seeing the point of Ness's questions. I understand them, of what you're trying to get at, but I think Xavier is a little too stubborn right now. So I would like to drop Detect Thoughts for Phantasmal Force. If
Okay.
you would like to make a Wisdom saving throw, Roddy.
That's a 10.
I would like to walk up to him, kind of put my hands on the floor before him, and raise up to him and only him. He basically envisions himself in a cage hanging from the ceiling of hell.
Get away.
We all kind of stand on pillars around him.
Don't. Back off. Fiends.
Fun fact, actually, those fiends you talk about.
Where's your voice coming from?
You do know they come from the factual existence of the planes of hell,
No. This is not real. This is not real.
right?
This is not real. There is nothing in there.
Because I do hope
There
you're
is
ready
only
to spend an
glory.
eternity there.
There is only glory in life. That is all there is. There is
And I
only
will
glory.
just walk backward, tap Ness back on the shoulder, and say, "Sorry, I just had to get that done." And no one knows what he's looking at because only he sees it.
Here's my voice coming from nowhere, apparently. Do you rescue people from monsters, friend?
It's not about the rescuing. Why? If I answer what you don't want to hear one more time, are you gonna subject me to more pain? Just kill me if you don't want me here. What's keeping you? And he's whimpering at things that aren't there.
I'm not going to kill you. I don't want to kill you. That's true. That's true, right? I'm saying it into the darkness, and you hear, true, true, true.
Illusions. You see, he closes his eyes and he starts chanting something. It's not magical. He just starts chanting. Illusions will not deter me. I walk on the right path. I walk on the right path. The church of the bell the bell of the church tolls. Beasts, beware the beasts. Crush them, burn them. And he's trying to retain what bit of sanity he has left by sticking onto this one chant that he's memorized.
Yeah. Do you rescue people from monsters, friend?
No.
We do. That's why you're still alive.
Does not respond.
All right. Davey, why don't you show him what a monster looks like? And I nod to Zor. I nod at the blade in his hand.
Okay. I'm not sure I get what you're getting at, but I will wave Dawn.
I take offense.
And I'm just gonna summon kind of him. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I will turn the hellscape into one of those circus-y mirror mazes.
Okay.
Just infinite forms of himself.
Okay.
Kneeling and cowering before himself.
Okay.
Just crying and whimpering and show him how sad he is.
He just hears my voice over it. It's okay. You've been in a bad place. You've been lied to. You've been broken. But we're here now.
I need the three of you to make perception checks.
I was about to say, I'm actively looking to see if anyone's going to shoot him while we're doing this.
They won't hit him.
Okay. 17,
14.
Okay, all three succeed. You notice that he begins shaking violently as his eyes roll back and begin to white. A little bit of blood streaks down the corner of his mouth. He is biting his own tongue.
He's gonna choke himself, guys.
And I will say, speak. And that is a command.
Oh, that's the... Okay, well, there goes my escape. He, biting down on his tongue, he feel his mouth open up and say, "What more do you want from me?"
We can end you, or we can fix you. You can choose. But we would kind of like to know why you was here.
Cause fears kicking in. Not hell. Anywhere but that. Not hell. Why live to fight monsters if you be tormented by them in the afterlife? Looks up at you with an empathetic look.
I'm gonna touch him on the shoulder. I'm going to pour every last hit point of lay on hands that I have.
God, I love Ness as a character.
See, he looks down at the floor in this sort of dejected look. Looking back at Dayron, he raises an eyebrow and leans back in his chair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I look around the room and see how everyone's taking all of this?
The moment Ness put his hands on Accra, a few tables stood up and stared intensely at you. You notice an ogre was about to walk up when Dayron leans up again, and he puts up a hand, looks at him angrily, and says, "Sit the fuck back down."
This is who we are. This is how we do things. You've been lied to, but it's okay. And I dropped all the spells.
He just remains.
I leave the mirrors up for a couple seconds.
He remains
drop it.
slumped in a kneeling position, eyes looking like they've lost a little bit of color, and just speaks blankly. What do you want to know?
What did they want? Like, why was they coming after all of them papers?
Because you know too much.
Yeah, I think, and I'm gonna look up at Darren. I just wanted to gauge his reaction first.
He's being very still-faced.
Yeah.
He says.
Yeah.
He says. Sorry, Accra says. One of yours was held prisoner inside our operational quarters. He managed to escape a piece of paper outside due to a spell. Had some small animal carry it out. We killed him, but that piece of paper made it out. And so Evia wants to erase this information. Nothing can leak out from the inside.
Was it important?
Who knows? All we know is that information from the inside got out. It could prove to be fatal. That's why we were sent here to burn the papers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to Darren and say, he killed your people.
He did.
Not ours.
Many of them. In horrible, gruesome ways.
I know their cruelty. I know. I'll look around the room. I know what you all desire in this situation. But I think Ness, and he kind of bites his lip for a moment, and pauses, and says, Ness has some surprising ways. They seem very futile at points, but they get the job done. And I think if Ness, I don't know if Ness is looking at Xavier, but Xavier is just, will look to Ness and say, if I've ever seen the pure opposite of a monster, it's Ness.
Appreciate the gesture, young man, but quite frankly, it's taking all I have to stop myself from getting up and punching his head off right now.
I get that.
I trust in your abilities,
but I also
to do your the things that you do.
Yeah.
Well, allow me to be more straightforward.
Take all the time you need.
If we have ours. All right. All right. I'll step back and not push him further.
Would you mind if just for a second we ask how Ronax is doing?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't have anything planned.
It's okay. You can just be wandering off into the caverns.
Yeah, she walks out of town.
Okay. Back into the sewers?
Yeah.
Okay. And just keeps going, or?
Let's pick a random direction. I haven't rolled anything.
Roll d4. Or just pick a direction. 3. Alright. You actually come to the side of an underground river. A flowing underground river that seems to continue on and connect with the large body of water within the rock bottom. Sound of flowing water is soothing, and the caverns are quiet enough for the moment.
She's gonna kneel down, and I'd like to kind of assess the state of the water.
Clean, drinkable.
She's gonna take off the bandages. Just kind of one by one, undoing them. God, this hurts. And she's going to just kind of cup the water in her hands and like splash it over her back.
It stings to high hell. First time in your life you've sustained this big of an injury.
I'm gonna look around a bit just to see if there's anybody around.
Make a perception check.
Oh, that's still a disadvantage. Whoops.
That's okay.
Isn't Ronax resistant to fire?
She is. This was from a sword, not from a fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Cut her back open. 20. Nobody around. At least in your immediate vicinity, you hear sounds of shatter and work being done still, back from the way you came from, in rock bottom. A few sounds of bats and skittering insects, but not much apart from that.
I'm assuming Steel Defender. I'm assuming Vorax is there.
Yeah, Vorax is seated on all fours beside you.
I'm just gonna put my forearm on him, which hurts, and lean on him for a minute. What am I doing? What am I doing here? I should have just left. I don't understand why I'm here.
Vorax stands up, spins around 180 degrees in place, stares back into the direction that you came, looks back towards you and gives a low kind of hum.
Are you... Can you understand truly what I'm saying?
A bit of steam lets out from the bottom. Looks in the direction again. Walks a couple of steps back in the direction you came from. Stops. Looks back at you.
I don't want to go back. This is ridiculous. I'm in a sewer in the middle of nowhere for a reason that doesn't matter one bit to me. I was only doing this for him because he was my friend. But apparently I can't even...
Go ahead. Sorry.
help him.
It goes down on all four like a scolded dog. And kind of wags its mechanical tail.
I'll consider it.
Spins around a couple of times.
Oh, good. You're getting some personality, so that's lovely. And she's going to start bandaging herself again.
It actually comes up and helps, with its mouth, grabs the bandages out of your pouch and, like, gives them to you.
I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna pet its head.
Just making random robot noises on a Saturday night. Nothing much, guys. Stay hydrated, guys.
Heavily consider it. Thank you.
Leans on you and powers down for a moment. Back to the scene. Amabilis, just a quick second.
Okay, go on.
Amabilis, you you find yourself in a very awkward position as you're standing on top of a table, and you've never been part of an intense interrogation before, and so you're staring at your friends being scarier than usual in a place that's quite frankly scarier than usual, surrounded by people who are scarier than usual. And you find yourself a bit just looking around. Is there anything you'd like to do, or just gonna would you like to just stand and see how this plays out?
Is there any place that I could go?
Inside of the Black Rose, the tavern, there's the outside, which is a very old, sad slum city on the outside. You notice that Ronax isn't there as well, so.
Oh, then I'm gonna go to Ronex.
Okay. Cool.
Do I notice her being hurt?
Yes, everybody does. It's a very large wound, and she's a large person, dragonborn, so.
Oh, okay. Ronex, are you okay?
She's far away from the. Yeah, you'd have to.
Okay, then I'll go to Ronex.
All right. Yeah. Following your nose, you do once again. Upon the notion that one of your friends are missing, immediately go off in an attempt to find them. Yeah, we'll get to you, both of you, in a few minutes. For now, the man stays dejected, kneeled down on the floor with a grim expression on his face.
Yeah.
You don't know what they'll do to me if they found out.
Yeah, well, I could probably imagine, which is why someone has to look after you now. But there is good news. That is, you is more valuable to everybody alive. That is why we are different from them. And I'll say this to Dyron. He knows how they break people. He knows everything that they do to poison them. I think that might even be worth more than all of the stuff that was burnt.
My life had no cause, no purpose, nothing. A poor farmer boy, born and raised in the middle of nowhere. Wasn't it justified for me to find purpose in life? Wasn't beast hunting something little boys look up to and think, if only I could be so strong, so brave?
I want to walk up to him when he says this. and just kneel in front of him and stare at him for a couple moments. And just quietly talk to him. And say, have you ever met a monster?
Several fell by
a
my hand.
Not a person that you hunt. A monster. Wendigo. Or, a manticore. A dragon, even. That's debatable on the last one, to be honest.
They tell us that if we lay down our lives slaying a dragon, that is the most worth we will ever have in life.
And have you ever found it odd that your guild hides behind the monster of a hydra?
Ironic,
You know what a
isn't
hydra
it?
is?
I do. They keep one, actually.
What?
Oh,
That's good to know.
wonderful to know.
Okay.
I'm
Monstrous
just gonna
fiend.
grab him by the hair because I assume he's looking up. Grab him by the hair and pull him up so he'll look at me.
Is not resisting, but is avoiding your gaze. In a look of guilt, self-pity in the spot that he's found himself in.
I sincerely hope that you feel like a monster. Because I think you are. And I'll look up to Ness.
Actually, on that, he actually looks back at you, stares you in the eyes, and says, "Wouldn't you know that?" And like lifts up his neck to show the scarred, electrified marks of lash that you left on him.
And I will ignore that and look up to Ness and say, either way, he thinks you're redeemable. To some degree.
Yeah.
Redeem.
He met the wrong people and they broke him.
Go back to a farm. Herd
That
cattle.
could have.
Shear sheep. Milk cow. The rest of your life. Wasted
I'm just
away.
gonna just turn my head to him and say, is that... Wow. Do you really think those are the two extremes? Herd cattle, murder on the side?
You obviously didn't grow up in... You were very lucky in your upbringing. I know that from the way you act, the way you talk, the way you stand.
I very much was. But I will look around to the group of really weird fuckers that we have in our party. A lot of us weren't. We didn't end up where you were.
I don't know how it happened. One moment I thought I was making something of myself. The next I was bleeding a man dry into a bucket underground in someone's basement.
I mean,
I didn't need to know that detail. I'm just gonna get up and walk away.
Actually,
they'd never get anyone to join if it didn't look like you was heroes to start with.
Ness,
Yeah.
do you think people change?
Yeah, all the time. I think I changed today.
Okay. I'll kneel down in front of the guy.
What do you want now?
I'm still 8 feet. Like,
Mhm.
I'm still really big, like extra horns and shit.
Okay.
Do you have a purpose?
I don't see any.
Do you want a purpose?
Wouldn't see why not. Give it your best shot.
How about you work for me? In my order.
Are you trying to bribe me? Such a
I'm not
thing
trying
isn't
to
going
bribe
to
you.
work.
I'm just telling you. We could work something out.
How do I know you're not
Work for
another
us.
slippery slope? Leads down to the same ends, the same path, the same lies.
There's no way to assure anything. If you don't want to go back and hurdle cows, you'll accept it. Or, and I'll look around, they'll probably kill you.
There
But
are
under
other
my-
options. I did. There's a spectrum again. Just gonna leave that out there.
What? You got a place to go to?
I'm going to break the Lorei'an blades. And I will change them. I will leave my mark here.
And like
If you want
smirks
to be a part of it.
at you. Honorable
If you want
thoughts
to
you
live
have.
to see it,
Go on,
you'll
sorry.
join. That's fine. I'll talk over him, literally.
Tall order. Ambitious goals. Remember, that's what gets you killed.
I mean, I've been around for long enough to do it.
Yet you are not immortal. And neither am I.
Was I touched in that battle? Like, no scars on me, not even like a drop of sweat.
Arrogance.
It looks immortal to me. I'll let you think about it, and then I'll like go, like I'll think about it, and I have like little like sacks of like just gauntlets, just like basic like a wrist wrap with just the emblem of the flaming blade.
With just the
like,
way
give it
you
to-
look, Ivia will enjoy dismantling you.
I lean into Ness as Ichika saying all this, and I say, I feel like we were really trying to like open like up his horizons and everything, and then I feel like now it's just like those. It's like very narrow set of goals that I've been given.
Yes, I don't
I
think people
think-
change.
Yeah, they do. And I think I think they learn lessons, and I think the lesson that our friend here has learned today is to think for yourself.
Yeah.
Unless I'm looking at you. You might want to consider that, buddy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna turn to Darren. Do you have a place we can hold him?
We have
I
plenty.
feel like this is enough for today. Everyone
make-
deserves a drink.
Like, looks around, says, Hob, put him far enough away from me that you will be sure I won't burst his head open with my bare hands. A hobgoblin immediately stands up and says, yes, Darren, and drags him down to a basement where he does not resist.
And
He just goes.
to make sure, Darren, I don't want to undermine you in any way, but your certain known here will act around your orders.
Do you know what I want? More than anything.
Safety for your people.
Yes. But you know something? Safety tucked away beneath rocks and water, beneath soundproof walls, beneath magical disguises and means of protection. Is that really safety? No. I wish for my family to be able to freely walk the world above. without judgment, without people looking down upon us, without people turning a pitchfork to us when they see us walking by. That's what I want. You think hard about what you want. He gets up and walks off.
Actually, Theron, I don't think we've had a chance to meet.
Hey, Dad,
Spare me the
really
cult bullshit. He grabs a bottle of wine and drinks it on the way out.
Yes.
That's
That's such a good line.
Amabilis?
I mean, it is a cult shit.
you are, yeah.
It's like fucking cold, like 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
He
he doesn't like hide it. Shit.
He's interesting.
That was great, Roddy.
Amabilis, you sniff around for a bit. Ronax, especially with a wound cut open on her back, is not too hard to locate. You soon after sniff her out, making, I would assume, your way back from the river, Ronax?
No.
Okay, still at the river then?
She's gonna explore a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And follow the river.
The river actually goes down quite a ways, and it's like cave walls on both sides and river that runs down in the center, no walkways. So you'd either be walking with flowing current or you'd have to find a boat. Not trying to impede you. This is an actual thing I have planned. This river.
So I wouldn't be able to walk with the river?
No, unfortunately not.
I guess I'm just gonna, this is gonna be really weird, but it makes sense. I'm gonna inspect the age of the stonework around.
Okay, so you're putting yourself back in that mindset, correct? Of like opening up to the wonders of what's before you and just letting yourself, yeah. Make a history or nature check, your choice. 11. You pick up a piece of rock from the ground, it has moss growing on it, and you're like, moss. I haven't seen that in a while. And like you try to pretend like there's something to be found there, but it's just a river, and you're like, if I look hard enough, maybe I can find some ancient writing. And you're like, no, that's dumb. But the rocks are nice.
This isn't where I belong. And she's gonna like toss the rock into the water.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's when Amethyst
Yeah,
shows up.
unless you hear the sound of a stone impacting water, and you're like, oh, maybe it's this way? And then you follow down a path where Ronax is sitting, standing, looking at rocks next to a river.
She's actually just standing there looking into the river with kind of this very long face.
She doesn't notice that I'm behind, right?
She's quite deep in thought.
Okay. Mabels is gonna walk towards her and just right next to her so she could see my reflection in the river.
Oh, okay.
And Amalia's gonna ask her, Ronax, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You know you don't have to do everything alone. If you ever need help, you can always ask any of us. The wound looks quite bad. Do you need help with it?
I don't require assistance with my care. Thank you.
All right then.
What about you? Did you sustain any injuries?
No, just my clothes. Would you like to be alone?
Well, you're here, so I can't very well do that.
That's true. We're all worried about you, Ronex. It's a little bit intense in there. I thought I might just get some fresh air and catch up with you.
That sounds like a lovely idea. Where have you been?
I was with the rest of the group. I just didn't quite like the atmosphere in there.
Apologies, I should have elaborated. I more meant when you were gone. What did you see? What did you learn?
Oh. When was I gone again? Sorry.
When you were looking for Joel after you left
yes.
the dungeon.
I went to look for Joel, but unfortunately, I could not find him. I'm quite saddened that we kind of lost some member in our group. To me, Joel was special. Amandus is gonna pick up a rock and throw it at the river too.
I feel when I look at them, when I look at Ness and Nepenthe and Xavier, I think that they must have some sort of bond. I feel like you, yes, you, I, and Joel, and Utrick. When I look at us, even though we've been traveling for so long, almost as long as they have, I feel as if I haven't formed a bond with any of you. And now that we're all together, I feel as if, again, I haven't really, truly formed a bond with any of you. I feel as if I am just here. I had my purpose. My purpose is done. And I thought that perhaps I had found a new purpose. I'm so far from home, so far from the people that I know. I want to go back. I miss them. I miss them dearly. I miss.
May I ask where is your home?
Desalia. I'm from Desalia.
Ah, I see. What is it like over there?
Varax throws a huge boulder into the river, trying to imitate Amabilis throwing a pebble in.
Oh.
Looks at you and makes an awkward head bend, like looks back at the boulder and wags his tail.
How big was it? Was it like
It was
pretty
huge.
I imagine he's also flapping his wings.
Yes.
Oh goodness. You could have picked a better time.
Sad winding noises.
You're so strong.
It comes up by Amabilis and nudges her by the face. Its face is the size of your body.
I'm gonna take a step closer to Rodex.
He's fine. He's fine. He listens to me. Yes, I do believe listen is the correct word. But he won't hurt you.
Marvelous is just gonna slowly reach out her hands and give it a small pat.
Steam emerges out the bottom, jump scares you a little bit.
Okay, Marvelous is gonna run behind Ronex. Like, ah!
I'm just gonna kind of lift up my tail and pet Amabilis on the head.
Oh.
Marvelous is gonna look at Ronex with big green eyes, with a smile.
I feel like Imitus is so untrained that he just pops up out of the tail. Like, turns into a chest and just hops on top of Vorex's head. And just sticks his tongue out again.
Oh, of course. And I'm gonna reach up and grab him.
That is so what I expected.
Of course, you would have. I'm gonna shove him in my bag. Lucky, I don't throw him into the river.
The currents flow down towards you, and so he floats like drifting, tongue out. You see the front face of the mimic kind of floating down the river, and in a very relaxed like when you're floating in the pool and you're just letting yourself float.
If he's in the water, he turns into a toy boat.
Oh shit!
No. I'm
Please
saying...
also with the tongue.
Yeah. Turns into a boat with a tongue. It turns into a palm-sized boat.
He's in my bag. I just said he's lucky I don't throw him in.
Oh, okay. In my head, you actually did. I'm not taking. In my head, you actually did. You threw it, and then the river flows down this way, and so it turns into a boat with a tongue sticking out the front, and it turns back into a chest. This time with long, twigs of legs, and just starts walks back up to you.
I love this.
Sprouts out like black twiggy arms and just waves it around, going.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think he runs back. I think he runs back up to Vorax. And he just runs up Vorax's side and hops back onto his head.
Turns back into a chest.
Yeah, and just sits on top of Vorax's head. Is it Vorax or Borax? By the way,
V, like Victor.
V. Okay, just making sure. That was great.
A moment of awkward silence passes. A second moment of awkward silence passes.
Amabilis.
Yes?
Where are you from?
I'm from a kingdom called Cerasul Dukedom. Do you know where that is?
I do.
Yes, you must have heard wonderful things about it.
Can you explain in your words, Roddy, how that relationship works?
In your mind?
Or I guess just what she's heard.
What she's heard. Cerasil has always been a peaceful nation, and their people are hardworking, easily impressed, and a joyful bunch in metaphorical and literal sense. A bunch of small folk live there. It wouldn't be strange if Amelis had come from one of the many Felis villages there. But, and you know this to be the truth of the situation, since it is so closely connected to Desalia on the landmass, they share the same eastern continent. In all honesty, it is very heavily exploited by Desalia in construction, field work, and labor, often without pay.
How would I know like how obvious that relationship is?
To you, this is gonna be a really obscure reference. If you've ever played Harvest Moon as a kid, they're like the little elves next to the church that you can employ for like literally no charge. And you just think of them as like these small, cute little things that would like, for a compliment, plow a field.
It's Santa's elves.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay, gather thoughts.
Your people are exceptionally hardworking, and I don't know really how to express this any more than I can, but thank you for what you do for us.
Oh, I didn't do anything.
Well, I would disagree.
Well, if you say so. You did so much more than most of the people I know. So thank you.
I will try to do more. Yes. I didn't realize I suppose I should have assumed. Oh.
Make a history check very quickly, and then we'll move on to the next scene. For those of you, our amazing group that patiently waits for character moments to play out. 16. Felis are less of the majority of the population that is exploited for farmland and resources and building. And you know them to be a especially sophisticated society. One of the few that don't interact with Desalia. They inhabit a small city by the name of sorry, just double checking here. And Lara, remind me if I'm incorrect. Fema. They inhabit a small city by the name of Fema, and the Felis are incredibly sophisticated. You can see it from the way that Amabilis dresses, and even the way she sips tea in the morning is incredibly ladylike, to such an extent where you may have mistaken her to come from a wealthy household. And so they don't take part in labor, heavy labor, or anything like that. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. That's correct, right?
Yes,
Alright.
around there.
Whoops.
I just suppose I should have assumed, based on what I know. I feel as if that was a bit of a oversight on my part. I apologize.
No, don't worry about it. Well, you can't really judge one person from where they are. So, well, I'm here with you guys now. I'm happy to be here. I don't need all the fancy things, but the experience that I've had with you guys has been very life-changing for me. And I hope to stay longer. And I would like you to stay with us, too.
I'm gonna put my hand on my shoulder, and I'm gonna look at the water. I'd like to, I think, but we don't always get what we want.
That's true. If you really need to go back home, then you are free to do so. Just tell us before you go. Please?
I'll consider it heavily.
My heart has melted on so many layers.
Please, if you would, I do believe I need some more time with them. I appreciate you being here.
Alright. It was a good talk with you, Lorei'an. I'll see you back there. Okay? Be safe.
We'll talk again soon. Be safe.
Amabos is gonna walk back.
I feel more than proud of yourself that you did that and that you were able to. The journal that you've been carrying since you bought it in Slumberlog, almost in a sense beckons to you, if ever so slightly. You feel a strange call coming from the journal.
Mabels is gonna pick up the journal and just open it. Just shake it or something.
Nothing happens. The pages rustle a little bit. But you flip on to the page of its latest entry. Let's see if I can find it here. The rough old journal. The latest entry was the 21st of last year. Last year, not last year. The 21st of last year, the month of 415 RE. It has, however, gained a new page.
Oh.
The 9th of Ray, 516 RE. Today. And it says, situation was scary. There were so many intense people around. Got to talk with Ronax more today. Hope she feels a little better. The search continues.
That was the written there, right? Not by me.
No,
or...
no, not written by you.
Oh, I don't remember writing this. Oh, I must not have enough sleep, probably. Wait, that can't be it. It was just now. I'll just put the book away and not think much about it because I am convinced that I'm probably going crazy.
Okay. I have been holding that back since day one. Okay. There we go. A bit of time passes. Let me get a bit more exciting music up in here, as it is time to rummage through the burnt papers, baby. Would anybody like a break?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take 5. Thank you, the one viewer that has joined us on stream.
That one viewer had an absolute treat.
Yes.
Can
We'll
I
be
get
back.
a
That was such good fun.
That was such good fun. Thank you. We'll be back in 5 minutes, maybe 10. And we'll continue on for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half more, depending on how much time we have.
Okay.
Yeah, I got another session at 1.
Okay. So how long away is that from now?
I can. Oh, it's like another hour from now. An hour and like 20.
Okay. We'll see what we can do in fitting in, yeah?
That's okay. No, it's fine.
Do you need a
We'll go
break
over
in
the-
between sessions? Campaigns?
What do you mean?
Do you need a break when you finish this and then move on to the next one?
No. I'm gonna go straight ahead. Like,
Oh, okay. Power through it.
yeah.
All right, man.
First session in, so gotta power through it.
Let's take a quick break, guys. Thank you for being so very patient with each other. I know that was a lot of character dialogue. Just kind of let it happen. Going with the
Roddy, it's literally the entire thing that we do here.
Yes.
Why are you apologizing?
You all are amazing.
It's a role-playing game.
Yeah,
boy.
Okay, I'll be back in 5.
Improv with my D&D.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Who? Good morning.
No, I was just messing with you.
Oh. Ohayou gozaimasu.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Ohio.
That was so good.
Oh, yeah.
I'll spare us some time for an after session talk as well, just so we get it out of the way. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I absolutely want to unpack that. There was
That was great.
so much fun stuff in that couple of hours.
I love Ness so much. I love Ness so much. I can't believe you've only been playing D&D for like a little while. You're just so fucking
Says you, Amir. What the hell? That was great.
Yeah, that was a really good scene as well.
That tantrum, you went all in.
I was as soon as I said Emma disappears, I was like, she has to hit it, and you went, yeah, and I was like, yes. That was exactly what I as a player needed, but Xavier will be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you got hurt.
He's not smart with people. He's not even that smart with books. He didn't get name.
I enjoy not even like role playing Darren. I enjoy acting like Darren. It's so liberating. Just the whole like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some NPCs where you just like, I could play this guy all day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone ready to get back into this shit?
Are we good?
Oh, is everybody
Let's
back?
go.
Missing Sam, I believe.
I
No,
don't
there
know.
he is.
Hey, there he is.
All right. A bit of time has passed. I'll leave it up to you, Amir, if you want Ronax to be back now.
Nope.
Okay. We'll say about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes of you kind of relieving that intense, what is it called? Stress? There's a word for it. I forget. It escapes my mind. That whole situation.
Can we ask for rooms here? I don't know, that's a thing.
Darren, you see, has actually set apart an enclosed table for you, on the inside, where it's kind of like a private dining space. It's in its own room. You don't get necessarily bedrooms, but you get a enclosed, like a VIP dining area. There's already food on the table. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if we sit in silence, but Xavier's not really saying much.
Ness is like picks up Snowfeather and is like, you're just getting big. I feel like you'll be carrying me one day. Scritch. I'm gonna like I'm going to feed the griffin and just sit and relax.
It runs around the table a couple times. Actually, nicks a chicken leg off of one of your hands and just goes and eats it in the corner somewhere. Amabilis, you rejoin the party. Ronax is still away. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Eat.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I ask, Rora?
Yes.
Nepenthe is pretty stone cold. Is there any giveaway visually of her thoughts on the whole interrogation that just occurred? Because she didn't say anything in it. Like during or after, like at any point, Xavier is definitely looking to you a lot.
didn't even think
Okay.
of this.
Especially with the fact that with the angle that Ness took on it, of giving him mercy, and like genuine mercy.
You're making me think too much.
Okay, so I'm gonna, if
So
not,
no,
I can.
I'm gonna say no, not really.
Okay. I think Xavier's probably sitting there like fully in his head, just like dead eye stare for a good half hour. And then eventually he goes, "Should I be finding Ronax right now?"
Oh, she left?
I don't know how people work. I'm not good at talk.
Do you know what you did wrong?
I think I don't really. I feel like it was. I feel like it was fair. I feel like I was. Oh. I feel like it was fair.
What did you do?
I told her to go fight the people, and then you and we talked, and then
What people?
the order. I don't know. She looked hurt, and I didn't mean to hurt her. She's my friend, but I don't know. I don't know why that hurt her. I was not there in the moment.
She wanted you to confide in her. You're friends. That's what friends want.
Yeah, it's fair.
So maybe you should go find her and be honest.
Okay.
I
yeah,
think that's
that's
what normal
probably-
people do anyway.
Is it? Are you sure? Like that sounds right, but are you sure?
Do I overhear the conversation?
I would say you walk in time, yes.
I walk up to Xavier. Xavier, I know you're feeling quite bad at the moment, but I think we should leave Ronax alone for now.
Are you sure?
And then, yes, I just went to talk to her. I think it's best that we leave her alone for now. So don't worry, she'll be okay. But make sure you say what you have to say afterwards. After she comes back, that is.
Now I'm getting conflicted. Takes another 5 minutes, just like.
He's reverting back to his like spoiled brat self.
My gut's telling me one thing, but my head's saying another. But usually my head's wrong, and it's like, I'm gonna go.
You gonna go?
If I return with a gunshot, we know what happened.
Okay.
I go.
Oh wait, I just if I return with a gunshot. Wait, nobody in this world has guns except Ronax.
By the way, Sam, we can hear your pencil on paper.
Oh, you can? How
Yes.
sensitive is this mic? Sorry.
You're good. I go find Ronax and I use Imatus to kind of pinpoint.
Roll a D. Oh yes, if it is yes. Okay, I'm not. I was gonna make you roll a D4 and see if you get lost, but no. Ronax, you is sort of like put your arms out and like pick a cavern entrance based on a little like word game you used to play. You walk east, And as you continue walking, you hear the sound of an ink quill on paper. Actually, not an ink quill, a brush on paper.
And this is for Xavier or me?
For you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The three of you reunite soon enough. The rest of you, I would assume, lay out the whatever you managed to retrieve from the Inferno on the table, and I'll give you a few documents in just a moment's time. 1 second. Yes. Xavier, you... No, sorry, not Xavier. Ronax, you actually come across an opening to see Akil sitting, leaning on a stone, and he private messaged me this as he's what he would like to be doing. Painting what looks to be a flower into his botany notebook.
Are there any plants nearby?
Quite a few. You actually come into a clearing where there are loads of glowing mushrooms coming off of walls, a few cave flowers, and the botany life is quite rich in this spacious cavern area.
Is the rest of the cavern very dark and these mushrooms are glowing?
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah. A few fireflies as well.
Kia, didn't know that you were out here.
Oh, hi. What are you? Hi. What are you doing here?
I needed space to clear my head.
Oh. Okay. I cannot. I don't know much about this place, so I cannot tell where to go.
This is... Well, it seems to be you've found someplace quite beautiful. And I'm like, while I'm talking to him, I'm like looking up all around at what's there. And I'm going to, despite my better judgment, reach up and pluck a mushroom off the wall.
You go, book! And then immediately as you pluck it off the wall, the mushroom fades in color and turns into this translucent, clear thing of mushroom.
Scribble it down into my notebook.
Xavier, you catch them in this little awkward moment.
Oh, Akil's here.
Oh.
Hi, Renax.
Hello.
Inside check.
Fucking go ahead. I have set a timer for this event so that we don't take too long for moving back and forth.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
17. Are you mad at me?
What does he say?
That is perception, good sir.
I think as soon as Xavier walks in, he's just like, "Hi, Ronax," and then just kind of takes a step back, like half a step back, and tries to read the situation.
She just killed a mushroom, man.
Yeah.
Akil, do you know what kind of mushrooms these are?
I think it's glowing mushroom.
No shit.
Do you know what they do?
Bigger.
I'm not sure really. I think they glow, but I don't know what they're doing.
Alchemy student,
Am I aware of,
by the way.
am I aware of what kind of mushroom this is?
I don't know, but they glow.
She just puts her hand up to her face and like,
Oh no, wait! You don't. I don't think you should eat that.
No. She's. It's the opposite hand is from the one that's like holding the mushroom.
Ah.
That's a phosphorus among us. It's a cave mushroom that illuminates when there are signs of life about, but then fade away once these signs of life. Oh, you sent me a private nature check. Yeah, he got an 18 on nature check. Fade away once signs of life leave the area.
Cool.
Do you need these for anything, Akil?
No, I don't need that for anything because just used to check for some sign of life, and if we plug it away from the places they're from, they will lose its glow. Like you just did just now.
Pretty much every time Amir's been trying to talk, every time she talks, Xavier gets to the point where he's like, and then she talks. Talks over him. I feel like he spends like 10 seconds formulating, and then he goes,
In a very comic style, Immitus sprouted legs standing beside Vorax, kind of like looks at each other and like looks back at the party and looks at each other again, and they sigh.
You've come for your companion, yes? She finally addresses him.
If you're the companion, then yes. Sorry, you're not my companion, you're my friend. If you'll still be my friend, please.
Akil, will you
can I have a moment?
Akil's eating a glowing mushroom.
I don't know if
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I love that we both go. Akil, can you give us?
19. You immediately recognize the bitter taste of toxin, and you spit it out, but your tongue glows now.
Great. Hey, Akil, buddy.
I'm gonna take down the note that it made my tongue glow and keep some more mushrooms.
You know what? That's a good note. I think I saw some other mushrooms ahead. I'm gonna pick up Immitus and put them in Akil's hand. You just head down there. Just look out. Immitus will help you out. He can help you research if you wouldn't mind. Just a moment.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick some mushroom and then squish it into a watery substance and cover it on the mimic.
Okay. He begins painting your mimic box.
I take him into away.
You do not see this though, as he has moved on to another place as you have commanded him to do.
Well, he did it right in front of me.
No, he took it away as you instructed. And he picks a few flowers, makes a few pigments, and starts painting on it.
I feel like it just runs
I try
away.
to paint with the mushroom. No, I try to paint with the mushroom as well because it makes my tongue glow. So maybe you make the mimic glow as well.
Nah, it doesn't glow.
That is the opposite of what I want with him. He runs away.
So
anyway,
Akil takes a mushroom,
shenanigans,
smushes it down on Immitus. It goes and it does like an as it's now wet.
Animal abuse, Jesus.
Slimy jumps out of his hand and walks its way back, like dripping with mushroom fluid, back to Xavier.
Oh, buddy, it's been like 30 seconds. How did he do this to you so quickly? Okay, I sit down next to Ronax. Finally,
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not sitting. I
hold Immitus next to you.
Did you need something?
Yeah. So I want to say I'm sorry, but I also want to say that I feel like I hurt you, and I didn't mean to. And what I was doing wasn't really. I wasn't trying to hurt. Yeah. Yes.
You almost died. I saw you.
Yeah.
You pushed me away, and then you had the audacity to almost die. How dare you?
Wait, so it wasn't what I said?
I don't know what was going on with you there. I do know what was going on with you there, but I don't know what you were thinking. But it doesn't matter. The only reason we're even down here in this situation is because this is what you wanted. And then you nearly died. What is the point? Ness's fur got singed off. I don't understand why I'm here. Everything is confusing to me right now, and I thought that you had made it seem like we had grown close. And I tried to help you because I thought that this is what you wanted. I negotiated because this is what I thought you wanted.
I hug her.
I push him the fuck away.
Contested athletics!
Yeah! Strength versus strength!
What's your modifier?
-2.
Hey, mine's -1!
Yeah.
You feel the push a little bit, but you go for it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking while I'm talking, my mouth lights up. An intimidation check.
This might be one of those no means no moments.
It might be.
Imitus jumps up, starts running off. And I'm gonna cut it there right before the scene. Roll your intimidation, and we'll get to it when we come back here. Alrighty?
Can we just cut to them showing up with Xavier looking very singed and downcast?
Would you like that?
The top of his head is still a little down.
No, we have things we need to say.
Holy shit!
Spend some time with the other group.
Oh my god! Just because you leaned on the pen's shoulder doesn't mean you just get to hug Rolex.
I hugged her before.
Cut back to the group. So, in a very comical style, like fade to black, she pushes you off. You go in for the hug anyway. You hug her like shaking.
Well, I imagine it's like a hug, and as I'm hugging her, she's like, stop.
No, it would be more like a shove away, and then you'd come in close, and you'd see her, like, the fringes of her mouth glow, and her eyes would get really fucking, like, absolutely, in that moment, she is a dragon.
Stop and burn your ass.
As you worry for your life, we cut back to
already.
the group analyzing pieces of paper at the table. Amabilis, Udric, Nepen, Ness. You are looking at least what you are able to salvage. One sealed scroll with golden linings and silver edges, and another what was immediately able to be salvaged. Two pieces.
Is there anything with pictures?
No. Two pieces of burned paper that look to be of some significance. And I actually played around in Photoshop a little bit and made these for you guys. I'll send it in game chat. It's in no way good, but I tried.
This is exciting.
So, give those a read. And yes, words are meant to be cut out and blurred. Apart from that, and I'll just dump a whole lot of this stuff on you guys right here and now, right? The sealed scroll opens up into a very interesting, very well-written ink quill parchment. One that withstands moisture and heat. Here's what you see.
Isn't that what Ronax has?
Oh shit. Is it on Ronax?
No, I would have handed everything over to Darren.
Got it, thank you.
Darren.
Darren has had a once-over on all of this. Once again, had sent people to rewrite all of this and decode it best they can, and provided you with the original scraps that were left. And in doing so, he said you wanted to find out more. This is the least we could give. Give it a look-see. You need anything else, you come find me, you know where. Intense reading noises.
Yeah, while they're reading, should we...
Why not?
No. Give them. I think we should give them.
I'll give you some time. It's a lot.
So I the player I'm reading. Ness is sits in the corner, just looking at everyone's faces.
I'm relating things as I read. I'm telling this.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
Ness, where the heck did you find these papers?
In the info stash. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I picked up just a big armful of stuff that hadn't burned yet.
Oh yeah, that area that burned. Oh yeah. Okay. I have to read these a few times, but okay. This is it? That's all you got? You have anything else besides these two papers and school?
I think unless you can read anything off all of this lot, and I'll move around some of the more burned bits of paper.
There's also a whole crate, but you wouldn't know that unless Roddy said that you did.
This is what you got from all of those combined.
Oh. Ooh,
it was a bad fire.
Dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'll leave it up to you whether or not you're able to read the things on the burnt pieces of paper. Yeah?
Overall, thank you for all your work.
I had a week, man.
This is fair. I wouldn't be able to make this burnt shit in a week.
It's incredibly easy, actually.
I am incredibly inept.
Yeah. It's literally just pasting onto a parchment of a PNG and then erasing the edges off of the letters. But yeah, it's gonna give you some stuff.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep it a few times throughout the dinner. I'm not gonna say much. Unless you guys are excited.
Is there that little kid who was like really impressed with us earlier? Is he around?
Dan? No, he's not around right now.
Darn, never mind then.
Oh.
I wanted to show my new scars.
Oh. He's Darren's scrawny little brother.
Yeah.
Just reading then.
Literally the two people who this would be of use to is not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two nerds aren't there. Like,
I mean, I'm just reading it, but
That's
it's like,
why this
okay.
is good.
I'm just kind of like,
Amabos is trying to read. Darius says it. Focus.
I mean, it's more like, it's kind of reading it, and he's not like I get it, but it's like he doesn't. He's like,
Yeah, because do we
He
know
doesn't-
about the boats, or is that just Ronax?
It was mentioned in conversation.
We know about it, yeah.
Yeah.
if he listened, it would have been a miracle.
Yeah, you were there. It was mentioned in conversation. The only reason that well, one of the many reasons.
we learned
yeah.
of it from Lord Karth, not
Yes.
from Ronax's conversation.
Yeah, Lord
And we were
Karth
all there for Karth.
was untrusting of the High Rook Yoren Heswald because of apparently a number of ships that had been bought and had gone missing. So this is big stuff, guys. If anybody wants to bring up a discussion at all, if not, I will be moving back to Xavier getting burned alive. Fire emits like sparks out from her mouth.
Okay,
yeah.
wrong move. Sorry.
Don't touch me right now.
I read the situation wrong. I'm sorry. I think Xavier just slumps against the wall.
Ronax, you notice a burn mark on Xavier that extends from the neck down and into his cuirass, his tunic.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to people. Well, look, I'm not super tough. What am I doing with my hands? I get that. I get that you guys are worried for me. But I'm not just gonna sit on the sidelines. I'm sorry. I pushed you away, and that wasn't a sign that our friendship means any less to me. Ronax, that was just wrong move at the wrong time. I'll pull out the glove that she used on me and say, I keep this thing around, but not because I want to use it. At least not on friends. And I know what you were trying to do. I know that it was an attempt to help, but it hurt in the moment. Yeah. I don't know if you know much about High Elven society. I'll set up a little bit. But we're not ones to really share emotions. At least not in my family. Maybe I'm wrong about others. But my dad was pretty straightforward. It was keep the mask on and don't show yourself to others. It's not what you're supposed to do. You can't do that. That's not good. Grun was a little better. He let me talk to him sometimes, but I don't know. He had a lot on his plate. I'm rambling. Sorry. So when you tried to help me, I just I felt like a little kid again. And like I was disconnected from the world, and like I wanted somebody to care. And like my dad was just telling me to put the mask back on. And you have no reason to know any of that. I don't blame you. But yeah, I pushed you away.
I've heard that my people, and not the people I hail from, people that look like me, that they're not supposed to feel things. Don't know if it's because I grew up different, or if it's because I am different, or what. But I feel things and I don't understand them. I don't know how to handle them. I don't know how to pass my way through them. They overwhelm me. They cripple me. They stop me from being able to do what needs to be done. And we were down here to do what needed to be done. And so my thinking was that because I didn't understand what was going on, I talked to him. I talked to that man, Darren, for you. I tried to defer to you to see what you wanted to do, and you shut down, and I didn't understand. But what I did understand was that you were shutting down, and I knew that it could help you clear your mind for the moment to do what needed to be done, and to, I don't know, put your best foot forward, and then we could deal with it later. Sort through it later. Have a discussion about it later. Because what you wanted logically in the moment was to get the information that you needed. But
I don't think I was shutting down because I was emotional. Partly, maybe. That's fair. But I was shutting down because if I had it my way, I would never be emotional, and I could just look at something and know 1 + 1 = 2. This is the answer, you know? That I could just look at it and find the logic, put the pieces together, and get it. You know, just understand. And I was trying so hard to do that here. I don't know, maybe emotions clouded that a little bit, but I still don't see the logical answer. There isn't one. It frustrates me beyond belief.
Q walks back with an armful of mushrooms, peeking around the corner.
Hi, Kiel. Please don't paint my mimic again.
Goff, you're still muted.
Are you two okay? I heard some shouting behind. I'm quickly
we're fine.
back.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome to be here. Don't
You
want
okay?
you to feel excluded.
Yeah.
We're just having a serious discussion.
Do you need me to go away to give you to some space? I
I'm gonna look at Xavier.
It's up to you, man. If you want to hang out and watch how broken we are, more on ya.
I'm I may not be as much as an quote unquote knowledgeable person, but may, from my past experiences, I don't think anyone is truly broken, you know. I mean,
You know,
it's just that you are, yeah.
From my experiences, I think it's the opposite. I think everyone's a little broken.
Well, everyone is a little broken, but all in all, we just being a person, a living thing. Like, look at here, maybe look at this mushroom. They may seem fine at first, but maybe deep down, what they want is just, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's a poisonous mushroom.
It is actually. You
Well,
PM'd me asking, you managed to gather 5 poisonous mushrooms.
Oh shit.
Are you sure you should be touching those with your bare feathers? I feel
My
like
feathers,
gloves
is different form of fur, but yeah, I should have to use some
feathers
gloves, but,
definitely
you know.
aren't fur, but okay, I understand what you're trying to say.
They literally look like mushrooms out of Mario. They have spots on them. They have, big red caps.
But
Great.
do I recognize these?
Make a nature check. Why not?
Same.
Yeah.
I'm
All the
gonna
dorks trying to figure out what this
say
damn
that they're
mushroom is.
poisonous mushroom.
Not 20 on a mushroom.
Nice. Those are red cape mushrooms. They are extremely deadly if put to use. And with some knowledge of alchemy, could very well turn into some fine poison.
Here, you see this mushroom, right? It is an poisonous mushroom. Well, people always say this mushroom is dangerous and broken, you know, but deep down they are uses for something.
Please don't eat
I-
that. But I would highly recommend that you don't touch that because it will kill you if you eat it.
I love Gob's
Yeah.
improv so much.
Buddy, I don't. Mushrooms
but
are a lot less complicated than people.
no, I would disagree. I agree with him.
Yeah. You will
Cool,
be
I'm the only
fine.
broken one. Good
Un-
to know.
Until somebody eats a mushroom, until somebody gets poisoned, you don't know
Are you
anything
talking
about.
about cannibalism now?
You don't know anything about what that mushroom is. You don't know anything about what it does. You don't until you get to know someone. You don't really know what they're like, if they're poisonous or if they're good to eat.
Okay, I'm confused. Are we eating the person or the mushroom? And is the person a mushroom, or is the mushroom a person?
With that, you have been granted the inevitable notion that another nerd has indeed made its way into the party. And something pecks also at the back of your mind that those papers may need looking at.
I don't think that you should hide. I don't think you should hide your emotions. I think that you should feel them freely. I think that you should express them. The people that I lived with, the humans that I lived with for many, many years, my family, they express emotion. They feel things. They feel happiness and they feel sadness. And I see people out and about, sometimes even other dragonborns. Now, not very many of them though. that they express things. I think that, if anything, emotions and how you feel them and how you react to them, they are your choice. They're first and foremost, and lastly, your choice. Regardless of who tells you how to feel or what to feel. That's all I have to say. And I'm going to walk away.
Mushrooms did that.
I don't think that was the mushrooms, buddy.
Mushrooms did that.
Xavier's just gonna sit there for a little bit. Sit there low and pet Nimitus.
If it does make you feel better, I can draw you a portrait of yourself and the thing
I
behind you.
really don't like looking at portraits of myself.
So, there is at
It's not-
least a little bit of a sense of progression this session. I'd like to move us along back to the tavern.
I am going to head back to the tavern, by the way.
Cool.
I'm gonna head back as well. I think he
I've
needs
been
some
writing.
space.
What the like burnt pieces are? Piece of paper. I just like wrote everything down and made a copy of it, and then guessed the words that I like. Put all the words on the sides. I mean, I did the IRA.
All right. Let's at least have a little bit of discussion on the papers. Sorry, my voice cuts out. Let's at least have a little bit of discussion on the papers before we wrap tonight up. You return. People have already begun work on hopefully deciphering what is left of these scraps of paper. You are joined in the room a bit of time later by Darren, who brings with him a very large, and I'm talking as large as Ness, furry white-furred werebear, who remains in his form, and he's got like a bunch of braids and like little bits and pieces that come off from his fur, with one gold teeth and an eye patch.
Are we talking polar bear or albino grizzly?
Polar bear.
Yep.
And
Dope.
he is absolutely huge.
Me and the werebear exchange nods as fellow giant white furry creatures.
Darren.
How have
by
you
any
been
chance,
getting
have you
along?
ever been in jail?
Sorry?
I asked Darren if he's ever been in jail.
Few times in and out.
Like any like specific like shitty places that you've been to.
Once
I'll like
got
slowly show the paper. I'll show like and I'll like point out the name. No, I don't know a lot of Darrens around, so
No.
no.
That letter was meant for me. But I thought it would be best if
Oh,
you
it
had a
was meant
read of
to
it as
you.
well.
Oh.
Do you know anything about the trading posts or routes?
We usually leave those business up to the checkers, but recently their movements have become erratic. And so we at least try to steer clear of folks. Be it checkers or order. Don't want no trouble with them.
By any chance, you know where the hollows are at? I mean, probably these days old, but
Sorry?
the gallows.
The gallows. I believe they were stationed, these specific ones where they hung 3 of my very dear compatriots, was shown publicly in front of the Commerce District in the Sun Cove.
Yeah, we saw that.
When did
happen,
you
I
receive
think.
this card?
A few days ago.
Do you know where they keep prisoners at?
No. No, we know as much as you do.
Do you know an entrance by any chance?
This is why I brought... and he points towards the werebear. Ul. These are the group I talked about. I see potential. I don't see why they could help us in our search. You see the massive werebear goes small. I see one big one, but that's it.
Because I'm so 8 feet.
And he says, Ul here is an expert navigator of these caverns. Practically grew up in here. There's a river that flows down from the immediate north. We believe that leads to the halls of Nazarick, where the order is based. Ul here could bring you there. Roll the boat up. Scout out the area, maybe see what you can find.
I do know of an entrance. The above ground.
Which one are you talking about? There's many of those.
It's next to a big gate.
That one leads to it, sure, but many secret pathways that aren't going to come open anytime soon. Fastest way up is through one of our river boats. Make your way upstream. It'll be a day's
Are
journey.
those river boats big enough to like can you pass a big boat through there?
2 would be enough. And the right Ul says, just responds with a quick.
So, you think we can send like a small 3-man party scout out some areas?
This time Ul himself speaks up. When going in near the hydras, I do not recommend small parties. Many have fallen. The area is well guarded. Only the most effective power forces will be able to make their way in and come back out alive. If you're willing to come, I can bring you there.
Yeah.
I
What
just want to
do you
scout out and see
think?
what they got.
Yeah. Well, I think that we need to have a good reason why we're going there. Because it says there's a lot of them, and if they're going to keep picking just poor farmers up and turning them into monsters, then it might be difficult to to it might not work just to catch them and turn them back one at a time.
No. Much more efficient to kill them.
Yeah. Well, I think we probably need a lot more people for that, right?
Yeah, we need an army.
I
at
am
least a
enough.
small one.
At least to get you there. We're not making our way inside, no. Too tough an ordeal. Is Xavier and Ronax back now by any chance?
Yes.
You see Darren takes out a dagger and stabs it down on the piece of paper on the desk and says, as one of my valuable scouts have given up his life to convey. If you're able to read this down, bottom line here. I believe he was onto something. Maybe perhaps the ethnic cleansing that they claim to be the initial goal of their hunting. Perhaps there is something more after all. Looks at Xavier.
They're mutating.
Was that not what you wanted to come down here and find out?
I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, partly. I don't know that I need to that specific.
Well, you were here to find what was it that you were trying to find out? I'm cooperating here, boy.
Very vague orders to just figure out what's going on.
Well, now you know what's going on.
I'm here to help. I'm here to get you guys out
Appreciate
of
it.
I have a stupid question. Like all of this stuff that's going on in here, which I don't properly pretend to understand. Do you think the High Rook knows about all of this?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff doesn't reach his ears. The ships, maybe. Not the order. Those are two things.
The Hydra, as in like the actual Hydra that we now know they have.
Yes.
Do I know what a Hydra like? Are they like a sentient, like person?
Hydras are relatively bestial.
Yeah.
He slides the paper regarding the information of the ship over your way, Ronax. Says, take a look. You able to figure that out? Sure as hell ain't.
Yes.
None of our business. You can take that one.
I'm just gonna put it back on the table.
One of scouts
Really?
seemed to have picked up some checkers movement on a path of scouting out the Lorei'an blades. It's of no use to us.
Really, it's no use to anybody, I think.
Yeah. Hey, how much do you trust the Silver Horse people? You know, the ones with the It looks
Oh,
to
the
say
knights?
help. Yeah, that's them.
Not a lot of help there. No.
We
The
spoke
whole
to someone.
reason people still give such renown to their Lorei'an blades is because they are so ineffective at doing their jobs. Criminals, sure. Petty wars, maybe. Gang raids, perhaps. Bees, no.
Yeah, we spoke to the head guy, and he seemed like he really didn't like.
Well, you get around, don't you?
Yeah, well, because we came in with the fake rook from Sunbelow, and so he wanted you to talk to us, and the High Rook wanted you to talk to us as well, but they have like really different ideas about what should happen. But I think the night guy, I think like he might help, or at least he really doesn't like the lemon blades.
That is of no concern of mine. If you are to bring it up to him, feel free to do so. Though judging from how the knights are, I doubt they'll offer much help. Unless you offer help to them first.
We've already provided... We've already provided assistance to them.
Yeah, a bit.
Like,
maybe. Regardless,
well, the reason I mentioned it all is that if there's a lot of them, then probably like having some people with swords and crossbows and stuff come down and sort them out.
Listen here, we're not planning an attack.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we find some stuff down there and it convinces them to come help. We clean them out.
Maybe. Perhaps.
You said the intent. What is the intent of this? Is it are we just scouting for information? Are we looking to pick somebody off?
You said you wanted to find out more. I saw potential. You did save my men. Well, most of my men. So I'm giving you a chance to experience it firsthand. I'm sending U along with you. You want to find out about them? You go find out about them. If not, walk away. None of my concern. Yeah. Just reaching out a helping arm.
Okay, insight check.
Roll insight check.
I'd like to assist.
Okay. Advantage.
Oh, why don't you should have rolled on your own? Okay. +0.
18.
18.
There is a look of difficult decision making on him, but also a confident demeanor in his posture, as if he believes what this decision to be not only of use to himself but of use to you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. My head's hurting a bit, but So we could go and like try and find out what some more stuff's about what they're doing. But how do we make sure that we don't like just wander into their base with like a herd of dinosaurs, and then all get ourselves caught?
That's where Oo comes in. Like Oo walks up. I'm there to get you in and out safely, nice and fast. You get what you can.
Cool.
My primary job
if-
is to rescue any prisoners that they may have. That's all my job is.
And
You're tagging
Ness,
along.
if some of us aren't quite as unseen.
I look at Vorax.
Yeah, and Borax, yeah.
I might have to take the noisy armor off.
Raises an eyebrow. Touche.
If we have some time, actually, I would need some mithril. If we have some mithril, I can make Ness some less noisy armor.
You take all the preparation time you need. Oo is here. Whenever you're ready to go. However, I suggest you act fast. If what they are doing and if my scouts were onto something, could be disastrous. Who knows? But hey, you want to find out more? Giving you a chance. You don't want to and you feel like you've gathered sufficient information. You can return to whoever sent you. Be on your way. We can handle ourselves just fine.
Xavier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask out of character before I ask in character, just to make sure. The impartial task that Xavier has, he's told to everybody, right? That or at least Ronax, that he needs to be impartial. Okay.
We're supposed to be, which is annoying and difficult.
Do you believe?
Why did I write this?
Do you believe that this action is impartial? Because I do not believe that this action is impartial.
Neither do I.
Then I suppose we go separate ways. Give my best wishes to your superiors.
Yeah.
Though I doubt many.
I want to help.
I doubt any of them have been in there, if at all.
I
A
want to help.
member of
You do.
my organization should not be associated with all of this. I'll reach into my bag, pull out my elven scholarly clothes that I normally wear. I don't necessarily have to be a member of my order for this, though.
Listen, you don't need to be carrying any prisoners in or out. That's Oo's job. His job is also to get you there safely, get you back safely. That's our part. You do your part. Just my way of thanking you for bringing Pip back alive.
Here's how
I'm
I
sorry,
think
we
about
didn't do
it.
more.
I say we do it.
Well,
Yeah.
never miss out on a prison break.
Here's how I think about it, Xavier. Like, you're wanting to fill in that big picture, right? And I'm thinking you'll get more stuff to fill it in if you find it before they burn it rather than after. And that's you doing your job, all right?
That's fair. Thank you, Ness.
Cutting in the middle of this conversation, you see rereading the letter once again. Darren make a stern expression on his face, heavily pained by the loss of this friend who penned this letter down mere moments before his death, it seemed. As he looks at it, he scrunches his eyebrows and say, "Wait a moment. No, wait.
What?
Flips the piece of paper up and notices that there is a small tear on one of the corners. How did... Ul? Get the goblins in here. Immediately, Ul rushes out. And two goblins with goggles and magnifying glasses run into the room and says, "What's wrong? You need any assistance?" And Darren says, "There's a tear here. My hands are much too large. See if you can pry it open." The goblins, with their nails, kind of file away at the very thin, exceptionally thin piece of parchment and tears it, like kind of peeling two pieces of paper that have stuck together away from one another. And on a second back piece of paper, there seems to be content written in blood, deep red, which writes down the blood of 43. With 43 like written in massive numbers.
Does this mean anything to you?
No, not at all.
Insight check.
Insight check, yeah. I know this.
I assist.
Oh, okay. Oh.
This was Waver's blood. This is Waver's blood. He was the one who wrote this. Before mere moments, perhaps before he was dragged away, he wrote this down.